Monday, new episode, new guest, new topic. Hello everyone, I'm Khyati and welcome back to Monday Shots. Today we'll be discussing about various aspects of bunkering, and to discuss the same we have with us Miss Amisha Tomar, Manager Bunkers at Bainbridge Navigation. Amisha is an IC board scholar and a computer science engineering graduate. So let's have a quick chat with Amisha to know her side of the story as well. Hello Amisha, welcome to Monday Shots.
Hi Khyati, thank you so very much.
Well, Amisha, I'm so excited to have you on board with me today, and I really look forward to an intriguing and interesting conversation between us.
Well, feelings are mutual, highly excited and looking forward for the same.
Well, that's great. So, Amisha, as far as I know, you're soon going to complete 5 years at Bainbridge. I think that's a major milestone, isn't it? And when I see your journey, coming from a non-shipping background and becoming a bunker manager in a global company, that's so fascinating. Please tell me how this sail has been for you. I mean, how would you describe this major career transition you have gone through? I mean, please share your thoughts.
Well, Khyati, you're right. Tomorrow I'm going to complete my 5 years with Bainbridge.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, and time seems to have passed in the blink of an eye. And thanks to Bainbridge to have given me such an opportunity to share my work-life experience at Bainbridge with everyone. And to start with, when I joined Bainbridge, I was a younger enthusiast with zero knowledge of shipping, and I was completely clueless where I was heading in life. But sooner or later, when you step into a right place and things started falling in place, when I started learning, there were people, my mentor, my trainers here, who have helped me a lot to grow professionally as well as personally. And the ride throughout has been a roller coaster one with a lot of sweet and some mixed memories, I would say.
Yeah.
But yes, I look forward for many more years to come and so many more milestones to achieve.
Okay, so now let's talk about the typical shipping operations you oversee as a bunker manager. So Amisha, I believe that your role here majorly involves managing fuel requirements for the company,
That's right.
Along with
That's
various
right.
other responsibilities. So I would like to know, are there any major regions you primarily look up to for bunker procurement, and what volume you lift from those regions?
So our major bunkering port remains Singapore with around 75 to 80% of our volumes. Second being Fujairah, covering around 15% of our volume. And recently we have been fixing a lot in Indian subcontinent and some miscellaneous liftings, sometimes in China, Africa, Red Sea, Med, and many other ports.
Yeah. Okay. So Amisha, the fuel sourcing market has its own dynamics, right? So you must have encountered situations where the supplier holds a certain level of dominance in the market. What would you like to say about this aspect of bunker industry you deal on a day-to-day basis?
Well, Khyati, as you just rightly mentioned, the bunker industry is a very small, close-knitted industry, and it is purely a supplier-dominating industry. So unlike my chartering colleagues who have been negotiating here hard and fast, so they have their own terms and they try to inculcate some of their points in their charter parties. Whereas here in bunker market, whenever we are negotiating purely on the numbers, and the traders and suppliers GTCs to follow automatically. So the biggest challenge that we see here is that suppliers are unwilling to move on their GTCs and to include any other terms apart from their own set of terms, which are definitely supplier friendly, I would say. Secondly, in smaller markets with less number of suppliers, you see a high level of monopoly in the market. In highly unregulated regions like Indian market, we see a lot of grey area. So whenever we are working in such markets wherein we do not have much options, so we are very much particular with the vendors that we are working with and the kind of support they extend to us in very extraordinary scenarios. Also in the bunker market, the quality of the fuel and the post-fixture support is really important. As in, what if you get a cheaper fuel but then the fuel comes off spec? Then it involves a lot of haphazard and a lot of debunkering process, so we need to avoid that. For that, we need to keep streamlining our traders and the circulation panel. So we have a constant reviews and meetings, next one being lined up this weekend itself.
Okay.
So that's how very dynamically and very case-to-case basis we are trying to safeguard our interest in terms of the quality, in terms of time, and obviously the pricing.
Yeah. Okay. So how do you keep a check on, market trends and fuel price fluctuations and various other parameters, to know the best moment to secure a bunker?
So the first benchmark that I keep in mind while I look forward to bunker any of our vessel is the chartering PIC's books numbers. So my target remains to book bunkers at a price that is definitely cheaper, or worst case at a break-even level, not higher than our books numbers, because see, we have very thin margin in our businesses, and if we go to compromise our margins only in the bunker, so it makes no sense concluding any fixture. So our chartering team has full faith in us, and we are very closely coordinating with each other to book bunkers at a fair level, or sometimes to save money in bunkers, but we are not here to gamble in bunkering at all. And as far as market study is concerned, so we have a certain vendors, our traders, our channels who are helping us with the market insights. Also, we have certain subscriptions to oil trading platforms. We have a very proactive FFA team who is constantly helping us in hedging ourselves against bunker positions. Also, when you have spent quite a lot of time in the market actually, so you get to understand the gist of market, what all news we are expecting in the middle of the week, and which news has what impact in the market.
Whenever the company expands its horizons, or when a new region is introduced to you, I'm really curious to know your approach towards the new and unfamiliar territory. Like, how do you conduct market research and how do you learn about the prevailing market conditions?
Well, Khyati, recently we have seen a lot of expansion in our company and the region that we are trading in. With the expansion of our team, so we have set up an office in Hamburg, and now we have a team who is working dedicatedly in the Atlantic region. And I have a lot more to learn now. Every region someday was a new region to me, be it Singapore, be it Fujairah, and it took me some time to get a hold of that market, to understand the market dynamics. Similarly, in this region also, we are looking forward for support from our vendors and also some agent who are really helpful to us, and they are updating me on a regular basis what all challenges we see in these areas while bunkering.
Great. Okay, Amisha, well, last but not the least, have you witnessed any, major changes in the bunker industry landscape, and what is your outlook on the, future industry trends?
Well, the oil market has been really volatile in past, I would say, and the journey has been a real roller coaster. So starting from the IMO 2020 sulfur cap, then coming the Saudi Arabia-Russia price war, also the COVID was a major breakdown in the oil industry. There was no demand at all. And then the Russia-Ukraine war, which brought crude to 100 plus levels. There was so much financial crunch in the market. There were no credit lines. Suppliers were really struggling. We had seen a lot of major players exiting the market. But what remained important is the consistency to survive in such circumstances of very much upside downs. If we talk about the current market has been seesawing between demand and supply imbalances. So there seems to be a tug of war between the major economies of US and China, and on the other hand we see Saudi Arabia. So the underwhelming response of China and their GDP has been contributing to less demand. Also, the looming economy of USA proves that demand is going to remain inadequate in near future. On the other hand, Saudi Arabia seems to be single-handedly trying to bring more and more supply cuts into the market to bring market back to the 80 plus levels. But what appears to me is that market is in a supply glut state, and if we see Singapore, it has been really misaligned with the crude market reaching 80 plus dollars and Singapore VLSFO market remaining at 570. So in my opinion, market will remain on a bearish note in third quarter, and might be by the end of this year, or maybe first quarter of 2024, we may see demand rebounding. But for now, I really feel that market will remain in the similar vicinity of say $75 crude and 570s of the LSFO market. And to predict market is really difficult, and I think that is something very impossible for everyone. But yeah, let's stay tuned and let's hope, let's see what's going to happen next in the upcoming events in bunker industry.
Okay, well, that's great, Amisha. I think we had a very healthy conversation. and we discussed so many things, starting from Amisha's major career transition that she took at a very early age. What kind of challenges a bunker buyer has to face on a day-to-day basis, especially while dealing in a supplier-dominant market. How a bunker buyer has to keep a 24/7 tab on market trends and fuel price fluctuations on day-to-day basis. What kind of research and development is conducted while dealing in a new territory, and various other important matters. We hope you have enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for the next episode. Thank you so much.